So, hi again, welcome back to the dungeon, and now for a review following an alignment procedure and a couple of issues that I had to deal with on this radio. One of them was pretty interesting, and I'll get to that. So here it is, it's a review of this Superstar 360, released in the States as Cobra 148 GTL DX, I believe, in the 80s. And here it is. It's all been worked up and aligned and everything that needed to be done with it. I'm using my Chrome mic with it today, and we're going to be taking it through its paces and having a look just how good is this radio? How well does it perform? So I got my stable lock in the background over there. That's set up to do the tests. And on the scope you can see the audio waveform coming out of the speaker. I additionally can turn on my EC voltmeter and we can get a look at that as well. So here we go. We'll start with the receiver test. So for the receiver test to begin with, I'm on channel 40 in the mid band. I'm looking at upper sideband, and I'm looking at what kind of signal strength I got. Got the volume about midway. And in terms of voltage, that doesn't appear to be much, well, because it's pretty weak at the moment, but I can crank it up to about 0.7 volts, I suppose. That's pretty good. And at 0.7 volts, that's where we can start. So I've got 0.7 audio volts coming off the speaker. This is what it sounds like. And I'm going to take a dB relative over there. Well, let's turn it off, turn on the dB's relative, and then give it the signal back. So right now at 0.11 volt, we got about 9 dB signal to noise, or signal to noise ratio, or signal to no signal ratio. So at 1.13 microvolt, we get a 10 dB signal to noise ratio. What is that in terms of dBm? Well, it's minus 124.7, so that's almost 125. So if we take it down to 125, that's pretty much it. It's peaking around 10 dB signal to noise. Yep, maybe even a little bit better, but there it is. I prefer to work in microvolts. It's just how I grew up. And so the receiver sensitivity is pretty good. I've tested it on lower sideband. It's exactly the same. And what I also like to do in this setting is check the synad. And there we have it. At 0.12 microvolts, I'm getting 12 dB synad. And for me, that is pretty awesome. That's just crazy good. I might even be able to get it a bit better, because I can see that this receive audio is actually a little bit off frequency, but yeah, that's about right. 12 dB synad at 0.12 microvolt. And let's go for, how about some AM? So AM signals, we're going to need to set the frequency correctly. So frequency now will be 27.405 megahertz, and we'll give you 1 kilohertz. Well, it's already set up for FM, so why not do FM first? Let's go for the FM, see what we see. And at the moment, that's a little bit weak. That FM getting 5 dBs of synad. So let's bring it up a little bit at 2.5 kilohertz modulation. So let's see where we get 12 dBs. And we're getting it at about 0.25 microvolts. Getting 12 dB synad. This is how it sounds. So it's okay. Now let's have a look and see if I change the level of modulation, if it gets better or worse. See, that's going up to 13 at about 2 kilohertz deviation. 13 dB synad. It's dropping off again. So it kind of likes this 2 kilohertz deviation for optimum synad performance, and I might be able to pull down that, but at 20.25 microvolts, let's see where it gets 12. At about 0.21. So really not bad at all. I'm getting some issues here with my cables are a bit dodgy. But there we go, 0.21. That's pretty good. Let's try AM. So 30% modulation. Select AM. So here it's really a lot worse. And I do find that this is where this radio falls down, is on AM reception. So let's see where I'm going to get my 12 dBs synad. First of all, okay, that was at 30%, which is fine. And let's crank up your levels. Well, about 0.55 microvolts. We're getting 12 dBs of synad on AM. Let's check the relative voltage and drop you away and see if that computes. Well, no. Let's get it back there. Well, let's turn you off. dBs relative to 0 and bring you back and see where we get 10 dBs. So I've got 10 dBs again at 0.15 microvolts. 10 dBs noise and signal to noise. I'd say that's pretty good actually for AM. Even if the synad was shocking. Nothing we can do about that, or very little. Might be able to play with the audio filter a little bit, but that's not bad. So that's now AM, FM and sideband checked, and to my mind doing really well. So you're going to say, well, that's a mid-band, what about the upper band? So let's go up to channel 40 on the upper band. Let me just check that frequency. That's 27,855. Right, let's give it that frequency. 27,855. There it is. And that looks quite a way off. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit worse. Let's turn it off. 0 there. Hang on a minute. There we go. So it's about 0.2 microvolts at the top end. For 0.23, huh? Yeah, 0.22 microvolts. Still way better than spec. Really quite an acceptable receive performance. So while we're here, we can look at the top end of the AM transmits. And here we go. 27.855. 2 hertz off of frequency and 5.5 watts. For modulation is 100%. And forgot to turn on my other scope, so we'll have to check that waveform out in a minute. But that's not bad at all. Let's go back to mid-band. So mid-band. And 27.405 megahertz. There it is. Check out the frequency and the RF performance. Here again, 2 hertz of frequency, so frequency stability is great. Peaking at 16 watts. And let's get a look at your modulation, shall we? Go up to this scope here. 4, 3, 2, 4. That looks pretty good to me. Let me just speed that up a bit. Yeah, I haven't got it triggering in the right channel. That's a little better, but it's looking really good. So that's AM performance, FM transmit performance. 5.56 watts, that's not going to change. 27.405 on the money. So that's looking good. And let's get up to sideband. Here we go. We're looking at about 17, 18 watts on sideband. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4. 5, 4, 3. A little bit of flat topping there, but I've been listening to it and it sounds fine to me. If we just get this guy on, get you on to channel 40, and in the mid, this is probably gonna, sorry, I'm messing around, it's probably gonna get a bit loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, and 9, 5, 5, and 9, 1, 2. So that's how the audio is coming through. It's nice and clear and strong. It's on frequency. And if we take the lower sideband, check it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 2. A little bit off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we're getting a good 17 watts coming out of the radio. Nice clean signal. Here's the spectrum analyzer for you. So let's get closer in there. And you can see that the 54 megahertz is 50 dBs down, so that's acceptable. A little bit more than 50 dBs down, so that's perfectly acceptable. This radio is clean, powerful, sounds good, plays good. It's a unit in, so you can't complain, mate. And I believe this one, let's get a look at the back. This one is serial number, has a 0 in it. I don't know if you can see that. Let's just see if you can see it. 050. So I actually believe this was a 1980, which is kind of interesting, because this chassis was reputedly only released in 81. So this has got to be late 1980. And yeah, I'm happy with it. It's working good, ready for action. A little bit of wear and tear, but that comes with the territory on these old girls. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.